Hello, hello, hello.
Welcome to
How are we
Content.
doing out there? Sorry.
I'll save your voice for you, Manny. Welcome to Content Creators Connect. Here we are all about encouraging the three C's, connecting with others via video, content development that builds your personal brand, and creators sharing their experiences despite their
Despite their distance.
distance. And for those of us joining us for the first time, I'd like to quickly introduce ourselves. I am Dori, widely known as D Spence. I am your confidence catalyst for all things tech. And I also stream about a big hobby of mine, Dungeons and Dragons. Kevin, this dude right over here, I pointed the wrong way. He is sadly unable to join us tonight as he's feeling a little bit under the weather. Otherwise, he is known as Classic Mac, and he is very passionate about finding low cost live streaming options. And finally, our guest of honor this evening, this guy right over here, Coach Manny, diving deep into true crime and helping peeps with social media marketing. Tonight, we are going to have a discussion regarding why lighting in your live streams matter. And I just want to preface this conversation with just a statistic. I was reading recently, and I know this is a little bit dated. It's from 2019. Okay, 2022 is a whole new ballgame, I know. But this study that I was reading stated that upwards of 92% of consumers view videos with sound turned off on their mobile devices. And overall, 83% watch videos generally with the sound off or really, really low. So what does this mean in terms of lighting? Well, you need another way to be able to grab the viewer's attention. And I'm telling you, lighting is key to inviting your audience in to sit down with you. And with that being said, we are going to move on to the official content section where Manny is going to lay down his knowledge.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome tonight. I'm so happy to have you here. As you can tell, my voice is a little under the weather. So I'm going to do my absolute best to not sound like Kermit the Frog. I'm going to just do my best. And thank you so much, Dori, for helping me get that started so I can find my tunes. Before we get into it, I'd like to take this time to remind you, please like, subscribe, and share our content. We are a new channel. We're excited to bring you value. And we ask that if you find value, please share it with others. Please hit that like button. Please subscribe if this is your flow of juice. I'm Coach Manny Rodriguez, your Puerto Rican friend. Thank you for joining us tonight. And as I said, I'm going to do my best to bring my normal energy. I want to share with you, we're going to be diving into lighting. Lighting is very, very key. And as Dori said, it's inviting. And I will add, it makes your stream more comfortable for the user, for the listener, for the person watching your video. Is it the most important part of your stream? It's one of the most important parts of your stream. And the reason why I won't say it's the most important part, because to me, the most important part is starting. Lighting should not stop you. It should be something to help you get better at what you're doing for your audience. Should you go out there and just invest in a bunch of lighting? No, start with a ring light. Start small. As Kevin would say, Don't go spending a fortune when there are little ways to get started. And those are very key things. Personally, if you're new to streaming, the very first upgrade should be your microphone if you don't already have a good mic. Because that to me is one of the most important factors than lighting. Because they have to feel comfortable. They have to see you. Do you realize that if you look dark, dim, a little more where they cannot see you too well, it's uninviting. It's a turnoff right out of the gate. You can have some of the best content. Now, if you're maybe into a dark side of streaming, that's a little different. If you might be a gamer showing your screen a lot more, that might be a little different. But if you're someone edutaining your audience, lighting to me is not really an option. Just don't let it stop you from starting. But over time, I got better at my lighting. And one of the things that helped me get better was having my one on one learning sessions with my weekend warriors and Dory Spencer leading that. And one of the things she taught me right out of the gate that I feel like I need to add to this stream is your 4-point lighting, exactly how this stream should look. Because where should you put your lighting? You know, well, 4 points is a great guide as to are you covering your basics? Early, are you covering your basics? Now, personally, I have probably five. I have like 5 sections for me. But that's me still learning to find the right mood, to find the right heat, the right look. But I have a light right next to my camera that's basically right in front of me. This is my main subject light. It's right next to my camera pointing at me. And then I have lights on the side also pointing towards me, putting more light towards these sections of my body so that I can be seen. You guys can probably easily see I have little earphones in. That's the lighting. I also have some like back of me lighting. But the one light that I'm missing, Dory, I know you're gonna reprimand me probably after this, is that lighting right above that's like a backlight that goes from your whatever you have behind you, your wall, your window, to you. It helps you separate the subject from the back. That's the way my ceiling is slanted. That's I got a MacGyver something up there. And so I'm trying to figure out where to get that, but that's the one piece of lighting that I'm still missing. But otherwise, I'm covering all of my bases when it comes to lighting. And truth is, when you think about lighting, well, really, you ever watch a movie? There are some dark scenes, right? The dark scenes fit that theme. It fits that scene. Same thing with you. With some of my true crime, sometimes my background's a little more on the darker side, but my lighting is still pretty good because I want them to see the subject. Now, there are other true crimers who are a little more on the dark side, or even makeup artists who want to really get a lot of lighting on a certain area. Lighting is very key to your streaming, to your videos. Anything that you're doing TikTok, lighting's important for most part. Again, I see a lot of dark streamers too, but it fits their content, right? We're all creators. You're not a YouTuber, you're a creator. You're creating content. All these creators, you got to think about your lighting. And I basically am talking about the basics because I'm not going to act like I'm a pro. But if you're new to streaming or you have not been doing this for a little while, you're probably still working on your lighting. So for me, I'm capable of helping you in that area because as you can probably tell, I have quite a bit of lighting around me. Could it be better? I don't know. Could it be worse? Absolutely. Right? I'm learning what my audience likes the most. I'm learning what they're most comfortable with. Because when I do my stream, when I do my videos, it's not about me. If I'm doing true crime, it's about the victim. If I'm doing social media, it's about the user looking for some educational content like this. So, my friends, when you think about lighting, you're probably even watching this thinking, is lighting important? How do I make my lighting even better? Well, first start with a ring light. Then upgrade. You can go to Amazon, spend 150 bucks and upgrade in a heartbeat. I don't even know. Kevin might even have a better option, less than 150 bucks, right? But I know you can do well with lighting for most likely less than 100 bucks. But again, I'm going off of what I went through, right? My experience is where I'm helping you. I did not spend a fortune. I didn't see the need to spend a fortune. You work with what you have where you're at, but you work on getting better and better. That's my focus. That's my complete focus. Whether as my part in this channel, let me get better and better for my team. As a part in my true crime, let me get better and better for the victims, right? What is your focus? Who are you the creator for? What are you creating your content for? Who is your audience? Who are you serving? Because we're serving, right? We're serving a purpose. My friends, that is my message when it comes to lighting, the basics around lighting. You don't have to overthink this lighting, okay? And when you think about it, it is important, but don't let it stop you from starting. My friends, I want to get Dori's take on this because she is someone I've learned so much when it comes to streaming, backgrounds, lighting, and I definitely want to hear what she has to share to add to this. Dori, I'm sure you're with us. Can you jump in here and share a little of what you think about lighting and all?
Well, Manny, I am so glad that you asked me to join. And first of all, let me just say, amazing job with the content because lighting is a difficult conversation to have because you touched on it really well when you said you're still trying to learn what your audience likes. And honestly, it's going to be a personal preference for every single person's tribe individually, right? Like we've had conversations about lighting here in my studio. And I've asked you
Mhm.
guys for feedback and I've said, what are your thoughts on this? Like, give me some real raw, right? And you guys always tell me, turn up the lights. We want you brighter. And sometimes I think, man, I feel like I should be darker, you know? So it's kind of one of those situations where you might think one thing, but your audience, which is, by the way, who matters most when you're streaming and creating content, they're the most important thing. So if you feel comfortable asking your audience for opinions, I would urge you to do it. So now let's talk a little bit specifically about some lighting. The very first thing that I actually want to touch on with you is how I got started with my lighting. I had none of this. I did not have 4-point lighting. I did not even have 1-point lighting. I had my phone and natural sunlight. That's it. When I first started recording videos and then eventually live streaming, I would prop my phone up on a window that was getting decent light in, and I would face the window and either record or stream. You know, sunlight is free.
Natural lighting is
It's natural lighting is the best light. Look at the lighting industry as a whole. Look at how much money people spend on bulbs that simulate what?
Right?
Daylight, right? It simulates natural daylight. So if you are just getting started, and like Manny said, don't have any of these topics that we're talking about ever like have you held back from streaming. You've got to just jump in. As I've mentioned before, I have a dear friend of mine who would take her phone and she would actually duct tape it to the window so that it wasn't covering the camera, but it was covering the main part of the phone. And that's how she would stream. She had access to the record button on the bottom and the camera on the top. Hey, if there's a will, there's a way. Right? There's a will, there's a way. Now, in terms of specific lighting, here's what I'm going to say about the light that Manny happens to be missing from his setup. It's called a hair light. And if you can, if you're someone who streams at night, right? Or if you're someone who doesn't have access to that natural daylight type of situation, get yourself a good light to put in front of you. And then get yourself a light that sits up and behind you. And I don't know if you can see this. Manny, tell me if you can, but can you see the top of my hair illuminated
I
right
could see
here?
the light.
Okay.
Yep.
So, what a hair light accomplishes is it separates you from whatever you've got going on behind you. Okay. It splays down onto the back of my shoulders and it hits the top of my head. And it's just bright enough that it separates me and brings me forward and gives just more depth to my background. You don't need anything fancy for that. You need nothing fancy for that. What you need actually is just some MacGyver ingenuity, because I have this thing hanging upside down from a tension shower rod that I have attached to my ceiling. And I just have a very basic clamp. I think it was like $3 on Amazon. And the light itself, it's not fancy, it's not Wi-Fi enabled, it doesn't change colors. I got like a 3-pack of them on Amazon. They're about this big. $29.99, I believe, Amazon Prime. So it's you don't need to spend a ton of money, okay? When I first started, this 3-pack that I purchased from Amazon, they were the only lights that I used. I had two in front of me, angled at me, and then I had one in the back, hidden behind my chair, positioned right at my back to separate me. So, I really think that for anybody who is concerned about their lighting, start with natural light and go from there. One piece of advice, if you would like something to stay away from, I'm going to beg you to stay away from your bathroom lighting. It is the worst lighting in the universe. It is terrible. It is terrible. So yeah, I just wanted to share that. But I really think that any light is good. I just wanted to, if you'll indulge me a minute, Manny, I can show everybody what I look like when I am not lit up.
Yes, do it.
All right, let's do this. Yeah. That's the me without light. Kind of
Yeah.
creepy. Little creepy.
Not inviting at all.
No.
Not inviting at
No.
all.
This is reminiscent of the 80s cyber hacker memes, right? And I have my lighting brighter. I have a bright background, but I also have myself well lit. Some people choose to do something kind of in between, where they'll kind of like take the light down on them in the front. And as Manny said, it's all in the content that you're producing. So,
And that's exactly what I appreciate so much about this. One of the things that we do is the three of us connect every week, get together, and we've been doing this for a while now where we can connect, and I've learned about lighting even through you. Like you were my next level of understanding lighting because you helped me go through it. So thank you for that, by the way. But until you actually go through it, you really don't know like the difference the lighting can that it makes. I'll look at some of my old videos and I'll be like, my gosh, you did not prioritize that lighting, that's for sure. Having that ring light just didn't have enough lighting, or going at dark with this little ring light outside. It was like you just learn through it though, right?
yep, 100%. That's what you got to do. So, um, did we have any other comments, questions, anything that we should touch upon? I know that I put this up. I just want to do it one more time. Kevin says a good sign of good lighting is that you don't notice it, but when you have bad lighting, you notice it right away. Kevin, I couldn't have summed that up any better.
And Kevin did share that he does have a list of low cost lighting options. So if anybody wants that list, comment below.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Um, Anything else, Manny, that you have for the good of the cause?
I just want to leave it with this when it comes to lighting. Lighting, it's always a good thing, as I said, for comfort reasons. And I want to end by saying at the end of the day, we just have to press that button. We just have to do it for the end user. So I hope we didn't sound too technical about lighting and multiple lightings. Really, just start. That's the one thing I want to make sure we leave here is I hope you learn about better lighting, but just start no matter where you're at and just focus on getting better. That's it.
100%.
My friends, if you enjoy content like this and you find it useful, we would love it if you just like and subscribe, because that lets us know you got value. That lets YouTube know you got value. Show it to more people. And at the end of the day, we're getting together every Tuesday night for you, my friends, strictly for you. We want to bring value to you. So you sharing our content is a great way to spread the love. And visit our website for information on all ways you can connect with us at linktree/content creators connect. We are on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. And thank you for forgiving me about my voice. You see, you just push through it sometimes when you can. Kevin's situation, that's a little harder to push through. So, buddy, get well, my friend.
100%. And Manny, you did an amazing job again. I just got to shout you out. Um, Folks, drop down into the comments below and please let us know what kind of content you would like to see in the future, and tell us what your thoughts are. What lighting situation are you dealing with right now? What are you using? What do you hope to use in the future? And please, as Manny said, let us know if you're finding any value in this content. And with that, I would like to say thank you for joining Content Creators Connect, aka C3, tonight as we discussed good lighting and why it matters. We return next Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, where Manny will be discussing some mystery topic that we have yet to decide.
The only three activities you need to focus on when it comes to social media marketing. Let's go.
Y'all better be tuning in for that one, because that is going to be straight fire. We are going to be multicasting live to YouTube and Facebook, so be sure to join us. Until then, we urge you to identify and lean into your 3 C's. Start today creating unique content that builds connections and breaks down those barriers. We'll see y'all next week.
See you next week.
Bye.
Bye-bye.